As the ANC and DA strengthen their relationship, it's notable that the two are not governing together in Gauteng. The ANC currently leads a minority government in the province, partnering with the Patriotic Alliance, Mzansi and the Inkatha Freedom Party after failing to reach an agreement with the DA. At the same time, the ANC and EFF seem to be growing apart. A key point of contention during the coalition negotiations was the EFF's demand to reinstate its Gauteng leader as MMC for Finance in the city of Ekurhuleni, a demand the ANC refused to meet. Let's explore the complexities of Gauteng government now with ANC Joburg Secretary Sasabona Manganye. Sasabona, appreciate your time. Always good to speak to you. Just give us an overview of where things stand at the moment and as far as the provincial government of national unity and the politics, so to speak, around it.
Good afternoon, Hugo, and to your viewers. I think you will appreciate the fact that I am the regional secretary of the ANC in Johannesburg, and it will be fair that I speak on Johannesburg so that I don't find myself overreaching into the provincial space, which I am not necessarily mandated to speak for.
Fair enough.
If you are, yes, so you will know in Johannesburg, we have been involved in the government of local unity. This date back to, the administration before this one, which started in 2016, where we took over in 2019. And in 2021, we did not have majority also, and the DA had a multi-party coalition. And in 2022, we then took over, which there were court processes that reversed those gains, and we then took over again in January 2023. We have been in the government of local unity since that particular time, and we have been the coalition of 12 parties, which included the EFF, the Patriotic Alliance, Al-Jama, AIC, PAC, GOOD, UDM, APC, AHC, ATM, and COPE. So these parties, all in all, they made around 140 seats out of 270 in council. Of course, we have maintained this coalition since January last year to remain as stable as possible. Of course, it's not necessarily designed in the manner in which the African National Congress will require it to be. As you will know, that even the executive mayor is coming from Al-Jama, which have got about 3 seats in council. And that happened because of the then discussions around the coalition in Johannesburg and Ekurhuleni. And of course, now the government of national unity, statement of intent, it presents a good opportunity for us to reconfigure our government of local unity, and also the government of provincial unity is also in reference in terms of that. Of course, the previous elections were not about local government, but they present an opportunity for us to strengthen our coalition, and that is why there are engagements with other parties to see if we can, work together to strengthen the governance in the city of Johannesburg.
Well, you talk about, if you allow me to come in and touch on specific issues, right? Now, you talk about working together, but let's talk about the political tensions, such as the rejection of that R2.5 billion loan in Johannesburg. Has it affected the city's financial health and development projects? And what has it done to relations between you or between the ANC and other parties in this coalition government?
Yeah, look, the issue of the loan, it indeed did affect to a certain extent our relations, especially with the economic freedom fighters, given the fact that, they are part of the current executive in the city of Johannesburg, and it did not make sense that they could not support the loan that is meant to support the budget that they have supported. So you support the budget, you don't support the loan to fund the budget. So those were the contradictions that were there. Of course, we have since learned that the issues had nothing to do with us in Johannesburg. They had to do with the relationship that they have with our leadership in Ekurhuleni around how the executive is constituted and all the contradictions that they are faced of there. So it was a matter that we were just victims of their issues in Ekurhuleni. However, those issues through our provincial leadership have since been addressed. And we will definitely, council in fact is reconvening this coming Thursday, and we believe that all the parties in the government of local unity will be able to vote for the loan. Of course, we are also, as I've indicated, we have engaged the IFP. The conversation between the ANC and the Action SA is also underway, to find a way of how do we ensure that we stabilize, governance and service delivery in the city of Johannesburg and other municipalities within Gauteng. So basically, yeah.
Well, I'd imagine it's not a simple process, and it leads to the question of how local ANC leaders are navigating the directives from national leadership, especially when there is a disconnect as seen in the stance towards the economic, towards the EFF.
Yeah, look, I mean, we are operating within the ANC coalition framework that was adopted by the NEC before even we dreamt of to have a statement of intent for the government of national unity. There's already a framework that was developed for local government, and the ANC in Johannesburg, in fact, is one of the metros that has been tested to even by national itself in terms of whether we are compliant to that framework or not. And we were found to be compliant with that particular framework, and the national was happy so far in terms of how we were doing things. The only thing that which even national will be happy about is that the reconfiguration of the government of local unity is about also allowing the ANC as the party with majority of seats to be the one that leads with the executive mayor. We have been leading this coalition even though we did not have a mayor. But now the developments that we are currently engaging on is to allow the mayor to come from the African National Congress and to allow other parties that were not part of us to work with us, whether in the form, I know for a fact that, Action SA is not necessarily interested in entering into a coalition, but they have interest in working with us on how to stabilize the city. And there are many ways in which that can be done without necessarily entering into a coalition. But those are some of the discussions that are still taking place, which have not yet been finalized.
Sasabona Manganye, ANC Joburg Regional Secretary, appreciate your time unpacking for us those issues around the provincial government of national unity, particularly where it concerns Johannesburg.